this week, doing another recipe that I invented, kind of out of lack of ingredients to make certain things. So I came up with this meal. It's a salmon taco pizza. Basically, it's kind of the concept of a pizza on a tortilla with taco seasoning. With salmon, usually I use air fried salmon. So let me get everything in order and we'll be back in just a minute. Alright, to start off, I have about a pound of salmon cut in about 3/4 inch cubes. We'll take olive oil, pour about a tablespoon in there. And by hand, give that a good mix. Make sure you incorporate all the oil onto this fish. Rinse that off. Now, the reason why I ask for so much oil is because you air fry it, you want it to come to a really nice crisp. You really don't want too soft of a fish on there. Sorry if I run out of breath. And you want to go ahead and put about a half a tablespoon of taco seasoning on there. Just a little bit more. I want a good coat on there. There we go. So about a tablespoon. And then you get ranch seasoning. Throw about a heaping spoon on there. Cover everything up. There we go. And then you want to throw some cilantro in there. I'd say about a tablespoon as well, which is about what I have left in the packet here. So we'll just throw all that on there. And then go in with your hand again, give it a good mixing, make sure everything is pretty well coated. So we're going to put this in the fridge for about an hour or so, let the flavors mingle. I'll go ahead and cover it and throw it in the fridge. And about an hour, we'll be right back. So as you can see, while I am waiting on the salmon to marinate, I squeezed the juice of 1 lemon. You'll split that and use that amongst 2 different parts of the recipe. Diced a tomato, a half a red onion, and a full green bell pepper. And what I'm going to do is go ahead and saute this a little bit. You still want to leave a crispness to it, but saute it enough that it gains the flavor of, this is a teaspoon and a half of ground cumin and a half teaspoon of smoked paprika. So let me get the pan up to temperature, and we'll be right back. Alright, now the pan's up to almost up to temperature. I usually test it with the onion. Once they start sizzling and dancing around, I'll go ahead and throw the other one in there. We're starting off with a tablespoon of olive oil. Go ahead and throw your onion and bell pepper in there. And like I said, you don't want to overdo this. You just want them to start getting the flavor of the seasoning that you're going to throw on them. So go ahead and mix them out a little bit, or spread them out, I apologize. Throw a little bit of lime juice in there, about a half of what you squeezed out. Give that a good mix. And go ahead and throw your seasoning in there. Like I said, teaspoon and a half of ground cumin and a half teaspoon of smoked paprika. Mix it in, get them all well nice and coated. Got it low and slow right now because like I said, we don't want to get these past crispy too much. Don't want them to go soft and soggy. Get them all nice and coated here. And you want to go ahead and leave your pan on because as soon as we get done with the vegetables here, we're going to throw the the salmon in after we get the vegetables out. So let me go ahead and let that go for a few moments. Go ahead and transfer it over, and I'll get the salmon started here in just a minute. Okay, so I let the pan on heat as I transferred everything over to a bowl in the back here. Everything's still kind of crispy, so leave that there. And we'll take our salmon. I added another tablespoon of oil to this. Just plop the salmon in there. Spread it out and really don't stir too much. You want to go ahead and end up letting them sit on one side and flip them after a few moments, after about 5 minutes or so. You don't want them to burn, but you want them to crisp up a little bit. So kind of use your judgment on a little bit. Since it's going a little slower than I want to, I may just go ahead and give me a second, please. There we go. I may just go ahead and up the temperature a little bit. And we'll be back in a little bit. I'll go ahead and cook these till they're about done where I want them. See you in a moment. I know earlier I said I would pan fry or air fry the salmon, but original recipe I pan fried them. So right now they're pretty well where I want them. Go ahead and pull it out. Do not worry about it breaking apart. Try to drain them as much as you can. You're going to want these to sit and cool down for a few moments. Go ahead and get the pieces off the bottom. Again, I don't like using metal on my pans, but tends to have to use it every once in a while. So we'll put this pan off the side and we'll get another pan to heat real quick. We're going to pre-cook our tortilla shells. So we'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so right now I have my oven preheating to 350. I'm still waiting for this to come up to temperature. So when we get done, I'll crisp up the tortillas. This actually feels like it's close to being temperature right now. So we'll just do tortillas one at a time. I'm going to end up making 5. Go and put that in there, and once they start to puff up, then you flip it over, and you want to do these until they all crisp up, and you will place them out on your pan. I like to do mine on a cooking mesh to let the air get up underneath it. So once we get these all crisp up and put out on the pans, we'll be right back. Okay, now so the temperature, or the oven is up to temperature. We'll go ahead and start making these. Start off with your onion pepper mix. You will get your hands a little messy here. Just about a half a handful. Spread out nice and even. Kind of fill in the spot there a little bit. And the best thing about this, whatever's left over, you can just mix it together and eat it as a dish by itself. One of the tortillas is a little bit bigger than the others. Speaking of which, you can use whatever size tortilla you want to. You can use the jumbo ones and make one big pizza, or you can use the medium ones, make personal pizzas, or you can use the small ones for more like an hors d'oeuvre type dish, the little 6 inches. Alright, so now we're there. Let me rinse off my hand. Dishes will start piling up on this. It's definitely not a one dish meal. So far I have a couple bowls and 2 pans already done. So right now we'll go ahead and add the cheese. You don't want to do too much, just a large pinch. Say about that much. This isn't going to be the last bit of cheese you put on here, so don't worry about going too skimpy on this layer. You will be putting more cheese on a little bit later on. I'm using a Mexican cheese mix, packaged. I believe it's like Colby Jack cheddar and queso blanca. Yep, Monterey Jack cheddar, asadero, and queso blanca. Get that layer on here. This will help plaster down the vegetables and the salmon. Try and make it as even as you can. So we'll go with that. Next up would be your salmon. Like I said, don't worry about crumbling it up. You want to put it on there and disperse it as evenly as you can. If you have large chunks, just pinch them and let them fall onto it. Sorry, my head hit the camera. And when you start running out of salmon, before you get to the last one, you can always pull off another pizza. Like I said, kind of pinch them and spread the salmon around a little bit. You want to break them apart a little bit. I still have salmon left, but I just want to make sure that I have enough for all the pizzas. Like I said, you will get messy on this. As one of my head chefs used to say, a messy chef is a good chef. Not afraid to get in there and really get the food in there. So I'm going to go ahead and even the rest of this out. There we go. All right, that looks pretty well even. Rinse my hand off. I mean, the bigger you get, that's perfectly well fine because you can always wash your hands. Not gonna hurt you. Alright, so at this point we'll put another layer of cheese on there to glue everything down. Just a good pinch. Make sure it covers the salmon quite a bit there. We'll definitely have to end up sweeping the kitchen after this. Cheese tends to go everywhere. And for the last one. A little bit more on these two. You can go a little bit generous on this layer here if you want. Rather than tomatoes and the bacon bits, this is the last layer going on to these. Alright, so I'm put kind of a generous amount of bacon bits on each one. Of course, the first thing you grab out of the bacon bits is the moisture package. I'm putting a good pinch of bacon bits on top of each one here. That's pretty much all I can grab with the small bags and big fingers. There we go. Alright, so the last thing, you want to put half of the tomatoes on there. You're going to let them cook, and then you'll put the other half on it after it comes out. Kind of a cooked and a fresh tomato layer. Really doesn't add to the flavor as much, it's more of a texture thing. There we go. So let me put these in the oven. Put them in for about 10 minutes or so until the cheese is melted. And once we have those done, we'll be right back. So after 10 minutes, they're out of the oven. I went ahead and threw a little bit of tomato on there. About forgot the lime juice. Put as much on there as you want to. Just make sure you save some for the other ones. And there we go. And what I usually do is I'll put a dollop of sour cream on there. Give it a good mix. Get that water mixed into the sour cream again. There we go. And a little bit of guacamole. There we go. All right, you can add a green onion to this if you want. Anything else that you want in there, like corn or kidney beans or something like that. But again, salmon taco pizza, a really good meal. Goes good, like I said, if you do smaller tortillas, you can do appetizers with it. This is kind of more of a dinner portion. Or you can do the large tortillas, the burrito tortillas, and make a large pizza out of it. So until next time, thank you for watching. Hit that like button if you like the video. Please, if you try my recipes, please let me know how they turn out. And until next Sunday or next Thursday, y'all have a great week and a great weekend. We'll see you. Bon appetit.